You're watching Indie Shooter's back-to-back coverage of NAB 2019. Sponsored by 16x9, Band Pro Film and Digital, JBC, Manios Digital and Film, Panasonic, Sigma, and Carl Zeiss.
Hi, Clint with Indie Shooter, continuing our coverage of NAB 2019. Again, here with Walter of Tilta, and you guys are moving it into a whole new realm of support. We're talking about support, like arms for vehicles. Talk about it.
So, if you're familiar with the last NAB, we had Hydra. That was like down the way. So Tilta has now decided to start distributing Hydra out on the markets throughout the world. With Hydra, this is the new second generation version. It's still a demo, but we're finalizing it to be our production model. So this is a gyro-stabilized motorized arm that you can also place any your choice of gimbal on here. We have compatibility with all major gimbals. It's designed to also go on almost any car with a pretty strong top and a nice low center of gravity. The specs on the arm are pretty interesting. You can do a full 360 in about 5 seconds. The whole unit weighs only 175 pounds. The only thing that we don't provide would be the gimbal and the counterweights back there, but the counterweights you can buy at any sporting goods store. They're just your regular disc weights that you can find at any gym or anything like that. So this right here is one of the controls that we have for the Hydra-Arm. This controls just the arm portion, and it gives you controls here for speed, smoothing, and limits. So we can set limits of how high, how low, and from pan left and pan right that you can go with. You can set the same limits here on the other control surface, which is a modified control. You have 2 fluid heads that controls one here for the arm portion and one here for the gimbal portion. So essentially one person can control both the gimbal and the arm at the same time. Over here in the back, we also have a couple of mounting points. We have this cheese plate and support here that is mounted into the car, onto the frame here. So that gives you quarter 20 and 3/8 mounting points for, let's say, anything from a monitor to, let's say, the alpha wheels here, any kind of control surface that you want to use for your gimbal. And all that is included in the $50,000 kit.
So I'm seeing suction cups and it looks like straps, and that's it. So it doesn't have to be permanently fixed to the vehicle.
It doesn't have to be permanently fixed to the vehicle. That it's designed to be able to take it off. A crew of like 4 people can set it up in about an hour. It breaks down into 5 separate boxes, and each box, let's say, it's roughly around like 60 pounds for the largest box, which would be where the turret would be, and all the other parts being carbon fiber. They're all really light. You can ship them around. You can even throw it into a van and go to the next location. Get any car that you have over there that you want to use for your camera car, mount it up, and then you're all set to go within a couple of hours.
I mean, that's kind of amazing. And the guys that typically do this is what they do. They do the Russian arms. They do it for every car commercial known to man. Even with the advent of drones, these things are still in demand. So somebody could easily get into this business, right, with a gimbal, and additional investment. That's pretty crazy. The vehicle, what does it have to have spec-wise to be able to carry the weight?
Spec-wise, it just needs to have a nice, hard, strong frame and a long enough roof to be able to mount all 8 suction cups onto the top of the roof. So right here we have the Lamborghini SUV that we set up on there, but we've used a BMW X4 before. The gentleman has also talked about just retrofitting his Land Rover, being able to take out the custom rails and then set up a rigging system straight to the frame, and then that way you can place that on top without the suction cups, lock it down, and then you're good to go again.
If one were to do that, do you have to get special like cushions or something like that in between the base and the metal itself, I guess? Or?
I think it just depends on the way you want to rig it. The rigging system for, if you're, let's say for the Land Rover example, that's something that we wouldn't kind of do. It would be something dependent on the person that's retrofitting it. But the suction cups and all the mounts and everything, that's kind of what we're offering for people that would just want to quickly put it on, take it off, and then go on to the next shoot.
And so no one needs to retrofit their vehicle with additional support on the inside or anything like that?
No. If you don't want to do anything to the car and you just want to mount it straight on top, then you're more than welcome to do it.
Are they shipping now, or?
No, we're looking to make it available by the end of the year, so we're still going to do our last final test. We're going to go get some reviews from a couple of DPs that we know, and then just do the last kind of touches so we can make it production ready.
$50,000 and you're into this business, and have you tried one of these out yourself?
Yes, I actually have a couple of things. If you come down to the booth, we have a display over here showing kind of the first initial test that we've done with the first generation version. I've got my hands on it. It's really intuitive, especially the control, the single operator control, where you have control of the arm and of the your gimbal head, so you have control at the same time. But you also separate controls for having just arm operation, have somebody on the gimbal head, and have somebody pulling focus for you. So it really is kind of a team that needs to be in here.
So for folks that want to go to your Burbank facility, will you guys have one on hand?
We're going to have a showroom available pretty close to our facility, to our showroom. It's not going to be in the same kind of area, but we're going to have it fairly close, so we can always refer people over to the Hydra showroom.
Excellent. And of course, if people want to find out more, they can go to the website, right?
Yes, and it's hydra-arm.com.
Excellent. Thanks, Walter.
All right, thank you very much.
You're watching Indie Shooters back-to-back coverage of NAB 2019. Sponsored by 16 by 9, Band Pro Film and Digital, JBC, Manios Digital and Film, Panasonic, Sigma, and Carl Zeiss.